What's going on, guys? John Kelly here. It is like in the mid 60s right now in November. It's just crazy how nice it is out, and we are only 6 weeks away from Christmas. So if you want to get a jump start on what to buy your backpacker or hiker for Christmas, you might want to stay tuned in. So let's talk about it. What's going on, guys? John Kelly here, and today we are talking Christmas presents. I've got a list of 10 different items that you can pick up, and a couple of these items, there are different options for those. So we're gonna get into this list and talk about 10 great Christmas gift ideas for your backpacker or hiker. Now, obviously, if we're talking about backpacking, we probably need to talk about backpacks. So the first backpack we're gonna talk about is a brand new redesigned backpack by Waymark Gear Company, and that is the Waymark Lite. This is a 50-liter framed backpack. You heard that right. Waymark is now making framed backpacks, and this backpack is phenomenal. I'm not going to do a full review on this right now. That's going to be for later after taking on some more trips, but this thing has been great so far. You've got this awesome mesh pocket. You've got 2 pockets on either side, and the one on this side is just absolutely massive. I don't know if you can see how tall that is, but you can put an entire water bottle in there. Tighten that up, and all that's sticking out from a 1-liter bottle is the cap. It's not going anywhere. Now, you've also got compression straps on the sides, really comfortable straps on this side, super cushiony hip belt right here. One of the great features of this is that it's made with a material called EcoPack. EcoPack is a 100% recycled material, which means it's sustainable, which is awesome. It's great to see companies really caring about the environment, really caring about making a difference in that area. And so, great backpack. I'll put the price for this below, and for all of the items that I show in this video, there will be a price for those below, so be sure to check those out. The next backpack on this list is the Waymark Mile. Now, I've already done a full review video on that, and I'll put a link to that at the end of this one, and I'll also put it in the comments below so that you guys can see that, or in the description below. But this is just a really awesome 28-liter backpack that, again, is made with EcoPack. It's done really well. What's great about this backpack is it's super versatile. And truth be told, this has been my go-to for everyday hike. I was given one by Waymark back in early summer, maybe the spring, and got a chance to use it a lot. Loved it so much that when I found out they had a red fabric, I bought one for myself, and I gave the other one to my buddy Josh, who is now loving the pack. This is a fantastic backpack, especially if you're someone who's want to do a lot of day hiking or ultralight weekend trips. This will definitely take care of you. Up next is insect protection, and I'm not talking about protecting insects, I'm talking about protecting you from insects. And some great products by Sawyer make fantastic Christmas presents. One of the big ones for me is Picaridin lotion. This stuff has been a lifesaver for me when I've been out backpacking. I prefer using lotion over a spray any day of the week. I really like the option of being able to see where I'm putting my insect repellent when I'm using it. And this stuff is great too because it has no DEET. It's not going to destroy any of your products that you're wearing, any of your plastics that you're going to have in a backpack or in a camera. If you're bringing an expensive camera with you because you like photography, you don't have to worry about DEET melting the plastic on your gear, which is a really good thing. They also have Picaridin wipes, which are also fantastic. You can find those a lot of times at your local Walmart or at your local outfitter, and if anything, you can get on Amazon. I will put links for all this stuff online, so if you're somebody who doesn't like going to the store and you only like shopping online, I'll put links up for you so you'll be able to find these. But do know, we've only got 6 weeks till Christmas, so if you're gonna get stuff, you better get it soon. Another great way to prevent insects from derailing an entire trip is to make sure that all of your gear is insect proof. In other words, spraying it down with an insect repellent, and permethrin by Sawyer is fantastic for that. You can get a bottle like this and spray down pretty much everything that needs to be sprayed down. Usually in the spring, when I know insects are about to come out, I grab a bottle of this and I spray down all of my gear. My tarps, my hammock, my sleeping bags, my quilts, any of the clothes I plan on wearing, my trail runners, my socks, my hats. I just spray everything down with permethrin, and it keeps the insects off of me. I haven't had to deal with mosquitoes or ticks or anything like that. Usually I end up applying this stuff a couple times a year, usually in the spring and then usually late summer, to get those last insects through September, October. And this has always done a great job, and every year I end up buying 1 or 2 bottles of this to use for my trips. Another really important item to have when you're out on the trail is a headlamp. And so I'm going to give you 2 options. Neither one is really all that expensive. You can spend as much as $60 or $70, maybe even up to $100 on a premium headlamp, but the truth is, you don't really need that. And my personal favorite headlamp of choice is the Nightcore Nu-25. This has been my favorite headlamp for about the past year and a half. Weighs little to nothing. It has excellent lumens, and it's super easy to use. You've got 2 buttons to use on the top, one that brings on a red light, the other that brings on a white light, and you can make that brighter, you can make it dimmer. It's very easy to use and extremely lightweight. This thing runs, usually you can get it for $35 to $40, but it is worth the money, it's worth its weight in gold, and it is my favorite headlamp. So if you're looking for a headlamp for your loved one, this is a great one to choose. Another headlamp that's really good that just kind of came out on the market probably in the last few months is the Vaunt Spark rechargeable headlamp. Now Vaunt is a smaller company, but they put out some really good budget gear, and I mean budget. $21 for 2 of these headlamps. So if you're somebody who's got a couple kids in your family that are looking into getting into backpacking, you can buy 2 headlamps for $21. They're rechargeable. These suckers are bright too. I'll just kind of give you the idea of what we're dealing with here. This headlamp's pretty easy to use. It's got a single button. There are instructions in the box when you get it as to what all the different modes are. It does have multiple white light modes and multiple red light modes. Like I said, both headlamps are fantastic. The Nu-25 is my favorite, but if you're trying to save a few bucks and you still want to get something that's good quality, the Vaunt Spark rechargeable is actually a really good option as well. Next up on the list is what has become now my favorite stove, and that is the Optimus Crux stove. I picked up this stove just a few months ago from an online flea market on Facebook, brand new, unused, and figured I'd give it a shot. It was maybe 30 bucks or something like that on there, and not horribly expensive for a quality stove. So I got it, and what I found interesting is the way this folds down. You could see this thing folds down flat. Another thing I like is the size of the burners. So when you fold this thing up and you put out the legs on it, or the arms, whatever you want to call them, it's just got such a huge pattern for the flame. And one of the amazing things about this thing is virtually silent when you're cooking your food. And I'm really not joking about that. One of the reasons that a lot of people like to use alcohol stoves is because they don't like that heavy they don't like that sound coming from their stove, and because they don't like that sound coming from their stove, they just kind of move away altogether from canister stoves. And for me, this kind of changed the game. I've been using it now for a few months, and it is a great little stove. You can find these all over the place. I think REI has them, Backcountry has them. Like I said, I'll leave a link below so that you can find this online. But these are a great little option, especially if you got someone who just doesn't like that loud stove noise. This is great. And also because of the large flame, you can actually really fine-tune how much heat you're putting under your pot, which allows you to kind of be a little more creative with the way you cook when you're out in the backcountry. So definitely give this a look. This is the Crux Stove by Optimus. If you've been watching this channel for the last year or so, you know that I have bought into a product called Wissy Wipes. Again, I think that's the weirdest name for a product, but this little thing right here becomes a full-size towel that works for so many different things. You can use it to clean off your legs and your feet at the end of a long day. You can use it to kind of cool down your head if you're hiking and you just want to cool down. You can put some water on this. It comes out. You can use that to cool your forehead down. You can use them when you do the deuce. These things are fantastic across the board for so many uses. They're actually made for cleaning. And so because of that, they're very rugged. They don't rip apart and fall apart like a lot of your wet wipes do when you try and use them. You can really scrub your feet and your legs with these if you get into a really dusty, dirty area, and you don't have to worry about these things just kind of falling apart as you're cleaning off your feet. So there's something that's pretty awesome to check out. Not very expensive, but I can promise you, you give these to a backpacker to take out in the woods with them, they're gonna love them. They're extremely lightweight, and it takes only a few drops of water to hydrate this. So great option. Another great product that I'll leave a link for below so you guys can check it out. If you can find these in a store, that would be awesome. They don't have them in stores around here that I've been able to find. And there are other brands of these, so definitely go around and look and see what you can find. But these have been fantastic, and I can promise you, you get these for your backpacker, they're not going to be upset with you. Now shoot straight for a second. I got cute kids, right? It's my little girl, it's my little boy. See, here's the thing. One of the things about going out on long backpacking trips is if you have a family, you tend to miss them a little bit, and you kind of wish they were out there with you. Well, thanks to Hilltop Packs, a little cottage company that has blown up in the last couple of years in eastern PA, you have the opportunity to take your family with you on the trail, or your dog, or your friends, or you can just put whatever you want on a bag. But Hilltop Packs products are fantastic because they're fully customizable. This is my electronics bag. I've got a customized rucksack that I can use to hang my bear bag. I've got a really cool battery bag that is double pocketed. Check this thing out. One pocket on the green side for your batteries that aren't dead, and one pocket on the red side when your batteries are gone. But the thing that Hilltop Packs is known for the most is their insanely nice bear bags. Again, you can get them customized. This one was customized with my personal logo on it. You can get them with anything you want. You can send them the art and they will put that on your bear bag. They're made with a really strong DYNEEMA, and you can get whatever kind of DYNEEMA you want. They will actually pick different strengths of DYNEEMA. You've got all kinds of choices to customize your gear going to Hilltop Packs. Ben McMillan is the owner, and he does a phenomenal job of just really making quality gear, but allowing you to put your spin on it. So if you want to get your loved one or your friend something that means more than just a piece of backpacking gear, check out Hilltop Packs, where you can get them something really special. Puffy jackets are essential for backpacking. They're lightweight, they insulate, and they're just easy to pack because they can compress down very small. And for me, the puffy jacket that I'm a real big fan of right now is the Enlightened Equipment Torrid Apex Pullover. You heard that right, it's a pullover. I love the jacket for multiple reasons. One, because it is made with a synthetic insulation. That means if it gets wet, which it probably will at some point, it's going to continue insulating. Another thing I love about it, because it's a pullover, I have this giant, and I mean giant, kangaroo pocket. I mean, that thing covers up my entire forearm, and I could put both of my forearms in there with no problem. One of the best things about this jacket is if you are a person that likes a backpack with a hip belt, you can still get into this pocket even with a hip belt on or a fanny pack on, which is really nice because it gives you that ability to warm your hands up when you're out hiking. I'm not somebody who likes to hike with gloves on. It's just not a thing I like doing. I don't mind using sun gloves or something like that, but full-on insulated gloves are not something I like to hike with. But I do love having the option to warm my hands up by having this pocket available. It's also nice if you're just doing some day hiking and it's cooler out. You can put some snacks down inside of here. You could keep a camera in here. I'm not kidding you. This pocket is massive. The jacket itself is super lightweight. I'll put the weight down below, but it's a great option for your backpacker, and it's really unique. They can pick any colors they want for the jacket. If you know there's a certain color option that they like, you can customize it to that. You can pick the denier of the fabric. One of the great things about Enlightened Equipment is any of the gear that they make is completely customizable. So it's nice to be able to buy somebody a piece of gear for Christmas, but it's really nice to be able to buy them a custom-made piece of gear that fits who they are and what they like. So definitely check this out. The next item on this list is less for backpacking and more for bike packing, and that's the Ranger R1 e-bike from TurboAnt. For me, getting outside is the goal. And living in Kentucky, we have a lot of hills, a lot of rolling hills, and they never stop. We just don't have flat land here. And because of that, having an e-bike when I go out is phenomenal. One of the great things about it is it's got 3 different ways you can ride it. One, you can just ride it like a traditional bike. You don't even have to engage the electric motor if you don't want to. So when you're on some flat areas, you can cut it off and you can just ride it like a regular bike. Another option is pedal assist, where you just literally start pedaling and it helps with the pedaling. It kind of speeds things up for you. But you still have to do the work to ride the bike. And the third option is it has full-on throttle, where you can just turn the throttle on and it takes off like a motorcycle. One of the great things about the bike is it's extremely silent. When it goes, you're not hearing a loud noise while you're riding. I actually have talked to a couple guys who are hunters who've started picking up e-bikes to take out when they go hunting instead of four-wheelers, because it doesn't make a lot of noise and it doesn't spook the animals when they go out. And then when they have to bring out anything afterwards, they can tie it onto the back of the bike and drag it out that way. What a killer option for an e-bike. Some of the things that I really like about the Ranger R1 are, first off, it's 60 miles per battery charge. 60 miles. You can literally ride for 2 or 3 days on it if you want to. And charging it doesn't take a lot. It's just simply plugging it into the wall and charging it. It's super easy. You can actually take the battery right off the body if you need to. If you're in a place where you can't park the bike next to any kind of an outlet to charge it, you can literally just take the battery off, go wherever you're going and charge it there. It's got Tecto Aries disc brakes, which I've never had a bike with disc brakes before this one, and I gotta admit, I really like them. Just the other day, I was riding the bike, and I came up on a small side street that I was riding on, and an SUV cuts me off and then stops immediately. And the brakes did a great job of stopping without jamming the entire bike and me hitting the person in front of me. You've got both a front headlight and a rear brake light. You've got a Shimano gearing and freewheel. The throttle's really easy to use. It's right there on your right hand. Simple to use and works great. As far as it being a commuter bike, I've used it a few times now driving to and from work, and it has done a great job. The bike in itself is awesome. I would definitely say go to turboant.com and check it out. Right now, they're having a deal on all of their bikes. They're calling it their Black Friday deal. It happens once a year. If you want to check that out, go on over to turboant.com. I'll leave a link below so you guys can check that out. The next item on this list shouldn't really surprise anyone because it's one I've been talking about for a long time, and that is the ZOLEO satellite communicator. Safety is a huge deal when you're out on trail, and being able to communicate with people when things go sideways is always important. I've actually put out 2 separate review videos on this item. The first one was kind of a 1-month review after first getting it, and then I did a year review more recently. If you want to check those out, I'll put a link at the end of the video so that you guys can get on that, and I'll have a link in the description below. But this is a fantastic product. One of the greatest things about the ZOLEO is the fact that you can use cellular, Wi-Fi, or satellite to send out messages. The reason why that option is so great is because you don't have to use your messages that you've paid for to send a message when sending through Wi-Fi or cellular, meaning that you can really budget out which version of their plan you want to use. Like I said, I've done a review on this already. Be sure to check those links out if you're interested in checking out the ZOLEO. This is a great satellite communicator. It has the ability to do waypoints, you've got an SOS feature, you've got a messaging, and quite honestly, it's some of the easiest messaging you will ever find from a satellite communicator, so definitely check this out. And the next item on this list is actually not a tangible item, it's actually an app for your phone, and that's Gaia GPS. I've personally been using Gaia now for 3 years. It got me through the entire Sheltowee Trace. I used it when I was hiking in Pictured Rocks back in May. I've used it on all of my trails that I've been hiking for the last 3 years, and I have found it to be a phenomenal product. One of the best things about Gaia is the ability to get on your computer and route out your entire trip. To be able to get in there and really dial in the details so that when you open your phone up, it's there waiting for you. You can also export those files to GPX files. So if you're someone like me who has a GPS watch, you can upload those also to your watch so you have a backup for when you're hiking. If you've never heard of it, definitely go check it out. A 1-year subscription is not horribly expensive. I think it's less than $40 for the entire year. So if you're someone who wants to get something really cool for one of your backpacking friends, or you want to get something for your loved one, and you know that they like to have maps on their phones, Gaia GPS is great. There is a free version of it, but to open up all the features, it's really nice to get that subscription. So check out Gaia GPS. It will be a killer gift for anybody. If you're watching this video on Friday, November 12th, 2021, today starts a deal from Gaia and ZOLEO together. You can get the ZOLEO satellite communicator for $50 off. So you can get it for $150, and included in that $150 is a 6-month premium membership to Gaia GPS. So if you want to knock off 2 of these with one shot, I'll leave a link below so that you guys can make that happen. What a great deal by Gaia and ZOLEO working together to give people an option of an incredible Christmas present for their loved ones. So what are some gifts you want to get for Christmas? What are the things that you're hoping your loved ones buy you? Leave those in the comments below. I'd love to see what they are. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you haven't done it already, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you find out anytime one of these videos drops. And like I said earlier, check out this video over here on the ZOLEO satellite communicator, and check out this video over here about the Waymark Mile. And until next time, stay strong, hike long, and I'll catch you on the next go around.